Happy afternoon, children. Valga Velamudan. How are you all? Yes, today chapter that civics. Today that civics subject chapter one. Okay, the Indian Constitution that we are discussed for the past 1 week. What is constitutions? Why does a country need a constitution? And also the important points about the Indian constitutions. Everything, the history of the Indian constitutions, who framed and how it was framed. Okay, everything. Today the key features of the Indian constitutions. Okay, last sessions we discussed about the Indian constitutions when it was a draft, who was the committee members of the drafting committee members, everything. Today in the today you're going to learn, or you're going to know about the key features of the Indian constitutions. Okay, children. Yes, before it, by the beginning of the 20th century, the Indian national movement had been active in the struggle for independence from British rule for several decades. Yes, we know, because before 1947, our country under the rule of Britishers. What happened during the freedom? During the freedom struggle, the nationalists had devoted a great deal of time to imagining and planning what a free India would be like. Okay, before the freedom itself, our national leaders started to think how the uh, free India going to be. What are the things they want to? How the constitutional should be framed? We saw what are the problems they met. Everything. Okay, children. Yes, do you understand? In that time itself, they decided, they planned what are the points they have to add on in the Indian constitutions, everything. Here they are saying this was not done by one person, but by a group of 300 people who became members of the Constituent Assembly in 1946, and who met periodically for the next 3 years to write Indian constitutions. Okay, children, shall we go then next? Yes, before we go into the key features, just listen with me. The partitions of the country. We saw that partition of Pakistan creating a lot of problems, because majority people, the religious is majority, one religion is majority in Pakistan, and another religion was majority in India. What here they are saying, the partition of the princely states remained undecided was imminent. Some of the princely states remained undecided about their future, and the socio-economic conditions of the vast mass of people appeared dismal. Okay, children? Yes, listen. They rose to the occasion and gave this country a visionary document. This we already discussed. Today, the key features of the Indian constitutions, what they are saying, federalism, parliamentary form of government, separations of power, fundamental rights and directive principles, and secularism. Okay, children. First, federalism. These are the 5 important key features of the Indian constitutions. Okay, important, important key features of the Indian constitution. Here they are given the federalism first. What is called federalism? Yes, here I'm saying, because this is new for you. Federalism means one or two. A whole country, the government is divided one or two or more governments. Okay, more governments form together and rule the country. That is called federalism. This is a simple way I'm explaining. One or two or more governments form of government rule the country is called federalism. Okay, here federalism, this refers to the existence of more than one level of government in the country. In India, we have governments at the level. What are the levels we have? Yes, here federalism is a system of government in which the same territory is controlled. That means a whole country. Here territory means we think in our way it is a whole country by two levels of government or more than two levels. Generally, an overarching national government is responsible for broader governance of larger territorial areas, while the smaller subdivisions, states and cities govern the issues of local concerns. Okay, children, there is a two types of government here they are given. One is control and concern the national level, and another one is concern the local or the state level. Okay, next, what are the in India? What are the three levels? Listen, federalism in India. In India, we have three levels of government. Okay, children, this is you learn from fourth grade onwards. Okay, what are the three forms of government in India? Here I am giving central government, state government and Panchayati Raj, that is local government. Okay, that is first is the local, the base is the local government and state government, then central government. In this way, we divided the government in our country. Yes, children, here the central government is looking whole nation, the full nation it took under, and the larger part is come under the central government. Then state government means it is a divided, the whole, the nation divided into states. Each state have a separate government, that is called state government. Each state have a chief minister. They rule their state. Okay. Then last one is Panchayati Raj or local government. That local government takes care of the welfare of the people, that is day-to-day works and other things, local bodies. Okay, children? Yes. This is the federalism in India, that is three levels of government we saw. Federalism means more than two governments form together and rule the country is called federalism. Okay, children? Yes, listen. Federalism refers to the existence of more than one level of government in the country. In India, we have governments at the state level and the center, that we know very well. State level and center. Panchayati Raj is the third tier of government, and who you have read about, that is in the sixth grade. Okay, children. The vast number of communities in India meant that a system of government needed to be devised that did not involve one person sitting in the capital city, New Delhi, yes, and rule over the country. Yes, children, this is I'm here. What are the futures of Indian federal futures of Indian Constitution? Here is listen. Constitution contains list that detail the issues that each government can make laws. That means each government, state government, central government, as well as the local government. So here this is the important key features of the Indian Constitution. Constitutions contain lists that detail the issues that each government can make their own laws. For a state government, if they need any law for their state means they can create. Then second, governments at all levels draw their authority from constitution. What are the governments, whether it is a state government or local government or the central government, what they can do, they can draw their authority from constitutions. They have their own power and also they can get their power from the constitution, because our government or our country is under the constitution. Okay, because all the laws and rules already by. Okay, so the countries, whether it is, we can say the Supreme Court is the highest court, it is the highest judicial place like that, but that Supreme Court also come under the Indian Constitution. Okay, children, did you understand what I'm saying? Governments at all levels draw their authority from the Constitution. Okay, children. Next important feature is all people in the country governed by laws made by these governments. So that here I am showing the picture as what is this? This is local panchayat. Okay, that is local government. All people in the country governed by laws made by these governments, whether it is central governments or state governments or local governments. Yes, children, you understand till this? Next, wait. Now we saw about the federalism of India. Okay, federal system in India or federal features in India. The India is divided. Our Indian government is in the three forms: central government, state government, and local government. That is Panchayati Raj. The important federal key features of the Indian Constitution is all the governments can make their own laws, and also all the governments can draw their authority from the Constitution, and all people are in the country governed by laws made by these governments. Okay, children? Yes. Here say the Constitution contains lists that detail the issues that each tier of government can make laws on. In addition, the Constitution also specifies where each tier of government can get the money for the work it does. Okay, so that is here they can draw their authority, means they can get the fund from the government, that is central government. Under federalism, the states are not merely agents of federal government but draw their authority from the Constitution as well. Okay, children. Next, shall we go to the next? That is parliamentary form of government. What is here? The first point I am given. Indian Constitution guarantees universal adult suffrage. What does mean by universal adult suffrage? That is a form of organization they formed, that the universal adult franchise said that all the people of a country can get power for vote. Okay, can get power to vote. Okay, everyone's vote is very important and it is equal for everyone. Each one's vote is equal. That you learnt and you saw, that is in the 7th grade first chapter, equality. Yes, no? Universal adult franchise. The persons who, whether it is a poor people or the high society people, also equal in the vote. Okay, their vote on both vote is having the equal power. Okay, it means, that is parliamentary form of government means that people elect their representatives directly and also contest in elections. Okay, children, do you understand? Because we saw in this chapter at very first Nepal's monarchy government. Okay, the people did not like the monarchy government, so they decided to form the new constitution, that they selected the democratic form of government. Here parliamentary form of government means representative directly elected by the people, and the people also contest in election. Okay, what is the another meaning? Is there any other form of government? We know monarchy means it was ruled by the king. Okay, and democratic means the head of the nation selected by the own people of that country. Here parliamentary form of government means representative directly elected by the people and also they contest in election. Then is any other form? Yes, another one is, that is communist country. In that the people cannot contest in election. Okay, there is a group party is there, that people alone stand, that people elect the leader for the nation. That's why here they mentioned directly and also contest in elections. Okay, children, the elected representative are accountable to the people. Okay, children, that person, the elected representative, that person also accounted among the people. Yes, children, universal adult franchise in the Indian constitutions follows, and also we can contest in elections, and elected representative are accountable to the people. The next slide we will continue in the next session. That means in the next 15 minutes. Okay, children, wait.